It's usually when that's
maybe you start.
Welcome back. You welcome us in.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of Another Dimension. I'm Trask.
I'm Quinn.
I'm Taylor.
And this week we're going unscripted again.
Rolling with it.
You want to start with shout-outs?
Last week's winner
Yeah.
is Nikki K from Marshfield. Nikki, get us your address and we'll get you some apparel. Actually, we're out. We need Heather to order some more.
Yeah.
We're not completely out, but
It's because we're sending out so many gifts because our podcast is so amazing.
there was a lot of...
Traction this week.
I ran into a lot of people I hadn't seen in quite a while.
Yeah.
And
I don't know why.
why are you laughing?
I can't say it on air. But also John. I mean, reaching out.
John, Clint.
All
Tony,
those guys. Yeah.
Craig.
Yeah.
Tyler's listening.
Mike Lloyd. Probably Pete Hippis. Nettie.
For sure, Pete Hippis. Nettie.
Nettie always listens. Number one fan.
The Stashik family.
The Stashik family.
Your mom?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe. She hasn't messaged me anything lately. So probably doesn't
What'd you do?
She probably unsubscribed.
Probably.
This week's events in trucking, I guess, what's going on in the industry right now?
In a month?
Okay.
Snowstorms? I don't know.
Fuel prices are going up.
Fuel prices are going up, and that's,
Capacity is crazy.
fuel prices are going to change things.
Which, I mean, it's kind of good for trucking if you're running efficiently, if you think about it. If the trucks are running efficiently, you're putting more money in your pocket.
Well,
Not in the first couple of
Cliff
weeks.
said he just fueled up in Gary, Indiana. It was $3.25 a gallon.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So,
I mean, a couple of months ago it was $2 a gallon.
$2.25.
Yeah.
So $1 a gallon is
It's a lot.
a lot. So efficiency, idling, APUs, and the guys that are efficient, there's fuel surcharges when fuel prices go up, but some shippers won't pay that.
Yep.
And it usually doesn't cover the cost of your fuel.
Or that's most brokers' margins.
Right.
That's what they take. They'll pay the trucking company the amount that they have in the load, but then they keep the fuel as their profit.
Right. But the ones that will thrive will be
The efficient
the
ones.
efficient companies, sure. So
What's an efficient company?
from a
From an efficiency standpoint,
organizational efficiency or like truck efficiency.
truck
I mean,
efficiency.
idle and aerodynamics and, you'll see the van and reefer trailers with the wings underneath,
trailer tails.
skirts, trailer tails on the back. Some still run super singles.
Yep.
It's all
Perfect.
goes into aerodynamics.
What else is going on this week? Anything? I mean, we're crazy.
You get on the board there, Taylor. Transport demand.
I just put notes up based on a third party, observation standpoint in terms of just listening to what's all going on. I just put what I found to be the most common things that I've listened to in terms of what you guys all have going on. So, obviously there's a demand for transport right now, especially for what we do. So,
What's driving
the end
it?
of the month, at least for us,
Yep.
really boosted. I mean, the yard is full with loads, so it got it off customers' docks and
They can
it's
bill
in
it.
transit. Yeah.
Yep. They can bill it then, and it shows that this month is better than what it should have been. And I guess maybe February, because it's a shorter month, they're trying to jam in as much profit as they can.
Maybe.
I don't know if that's 100% true, but I don't think it hurts it.
We're still recovering from last week's snowstorm.
Lumber prices across the country are going through the roof, so backhauls are nuts right now.
People maybe just said we've got to start living again. The election's done. COVID, we're dealing with COVID. Let's get on with life. Yeah. So, finding drivers, we've had a lot of different questions and requests this week.
Yep.
How does our hourly pay work? And we're not going to get into that today,
No.
but
What kind of truck would I be driving?
yeah, what
All those
would I
kind
be
of things.
doing? We just had a conversation with Ken. Hey, I pretty much know we don't have any dedicated routes or runs or whatever.
No.
But for the most part, once we start triangling our trucks, we know what we're going to be hauling back in.
In general.
There's
Yep.
always one-offs, but
Yep.
so and he was alluding to the fact that it's kind of nice, and I know what I'm going to get into.
Yep. You may not know the second load, but the third load home, you're
if we're
9
trying,
times out of
so
10 you can.
I'm going to explain that, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So
go ahead.
mainly
I think we did already,
triangle.
but
Okay.
for a new listener, let's
So
do it.
we kind of do out and back every week, but we triangle people. So let's say we go to New Jersey.
Jersey.
We take that was Rhode Island.
I was
No, I'm
pointing at New
kidding.
Jersey.
We take a load out of Wisconsin going out to New Jersey. And then we will typically take we'll call it a jumper from New Jersey to Ohio, Indiana, Illinois.
Steel belt.
Or Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, or right back home.
Yep.
But then if we get into those areas, we can get steel back to Wisconsin.
Why, from a non-industry standpoint, why would someone not just take a load right back home?
You can.
Yeah, but
And you're leaving money on the table.
okay.
From our standpoint.
Yep.
If somebody wanted to, you can do that turn that I just talked about in about 4.5 days
With the jumper.
with the 3 loads.
Okay.
Yes.
But in 2 days, in 3 days, what would you do? Or an out and back, I should say.
4.
Okay.
It depends
So
on
it
how
costs you an
everything
extra half a day, but what's the benefit of putting that third load in there?
goes. $800. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to,
So, from a company standpoint, that's why we do it.
Yep.
We fill out the driver's week a little bit more.
Yep.
And it works for us. And that's, for us, the other option is to deadhead to the steel
Bounce.
belt, to bounce to the steel belt. And that's just not smart. That's deadhead.
Yeah, it's Deadhead. Speaking of Deadhead, I think we got to come up with 2 industry words this week.
Okay, we'll keep talking. I'll come up with something.
All right. What do you want me to talk about? We had a driver quit, some family issues, which threw everything into a tailspin. You ended up having to hop in a truck, which then had one less guy here to help tarp a big project that we have coming back for, those 15 wide loads we got sitting in the yard.
It was we had that little bit of adversity, which is what it is. But it was a pretty crazy week. We were busy.
Real busy.
Our Louisville office was pounding out some freight.
Yep.
And
hats off to Alex and the team.
yeah, at the end of the week, though, we did a lot of work. And today, and yesterday, we did a lot of labor. But everybody is happy, and I don't know if it's spring. I don't know.
Days
if
are getting
it's-
longer.
I don't know what it is.
Come to work. It's not dark out. Leave.
But usually
leave
Friday
work.
afternoon after a long week, there's, everybody's ready to get out of here.
Yep.
And it wasn't the case this week.
No, it was a good week. It was a busy, good week. There were some issues that we had. I mean, we went through an extensive plan on laying out what we needed for these loads.
For the tarps?
And it's a 9-load project, but in reality, just to throw numbers out there, we had 2,500 bungees we're going to use on 9 loads.
At $1 a piece, it's $2,500 just in bungees.
For simple math, at $2 a piece, that's $5,000. Right?
You're paying,
Did I do that right?
You're paying too much.
But so, there's some extensive planning that goes into that with the tarps, the drivers' abilities. Who are we going to send to help? How are we going to get these things tarped? Do we have big enough tarps? And we walked through all that. And
what that does, though, as from a driver standpoint, it puts them a little more at ease. They know what they're getting into.
They're not
if we would have
blind.
just sent, Adam loaded a bunch of that stuff, and Travis helped load too. If we would have just sent them up there blind,
we'd have looked like idiots.
And it could have taken
all day,
3 times as long.
Yeah.
So
we got a compliment from the customer saying no one's done it this fast.
Right. So put a little planning on the front end, and it's going to save you.
Yeah, but we still, after all that planning, we didn't send the wrong trailer. We sent the right trailer per the customer request.
We could have done it differently.
We could have sent a step deck instead of a flatbed. Now it worked, but it was a simple oversight, and those things happen.
Yep.
How can somebody that is maybe new to the industry get through something like this?
Don't give away your capacity. One, I would say
Be headstrong.
Be headstrong.
Yeah.
You're in the position to negotiate. So if you say, a broker calls you and says, what can you do this load for? And you say $3,900, let's say.
Whatever it is.
They call back and say, I could get you 34. Even though 34 is probably more than what you get normally, stick on your 39 because someone else is going to call.
Unless it's, that's what we would probably do.
Yep.
But if let's say it's a load going to Amarillo, Texas, and I want to go to Amarillo, Texas to see my son.
Would you be there by morning?
Say yes.
No, was just wondering.
That's George Strait.
Yeah.
Thanks for not singing. Then if it fits into what you want to do.
Yeah, but I mean, make your money while you can.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do it.
I think
Knowing when to be able to say no, what
Yeah.
isn't a good fit, that's a huge thing. I mean, don't say yes to something in a time that's busy that is going to cause a lot of work or a lot of extra thought.
it's a good time. I don't know if I should say this, but it's a good time to talk to your customers or we've gotten calls. We're going to get calls from customers that we haven't done work for in a while.
Yep.
And it opens up a conversation of, look, here's what we can do, number one. But if you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of thing. Like,
if you would have been loyal this whole time, you probably would have had a truck because we would have been planned about it.
And I'm not saying we're going to turn our back. We're going to help every way we can. But hey, remember this.
If customer A has been with us this whole time and customer B has been flaky, customer A is going to get the priority treatment.
Absolutely.
And that's the way it should be.
Yep. That's what I would expect.
That's what we value.
And that's what I would expect, from our vendors too.
Yeah.
I think as far as handling the chaos from internal, take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Take a walk if you need to, and then prioritize like what needs to get done and in what order. I did that in the shop today. I said, hey, guys, we've got a lot going on. What needs to get done? And Travis said, well, this has got to get done, and this has got to get done, and this has got to get done. Yep. This can wait till next week. So prioritize.
We do that every day in here. Hey, these are the loads we're working on. This is what we got to do, Chad. You're on this. I'll handle this. If it gets crazy, I got the phone so you can focus on that, or vice versa.
And then check and recheck. Dot your I's, cross your T's.
Correct.
Hey, yes, I know we talked about this 3 times, but
the fourth
we're
time,
still waiting on a call from this receiver.
Correct. Or, hey, we've left 3 voicemails. Did we let the customer know that we can't get in touch with this guy, or vice versa?
Right.
So double check. Know when to say no. Don't give your capacity away. Don't say, what else did I say? I forgot already.
I think it's important to let everybody know that this is probably from me, I guess, and you, but thank you.
Yeah.
You guys killed it this week.
Yeah.
And
for the drivers, you're saying?
Drivers,
Chad,
shop,
the office, the shop.
Everybody.
Yeah.
It took an army. And
I mean, Chad was talking to drivers last night while he was at the grocery store. You know what I mean?
You brokered a load at daycare.
But, yeah.
I mean, Adam and Travis, go back to that. Like, they got applauded from a customer.
They worked like grunts this week.
And I think it meant a lot to me, and I think it meant something to them.
And it's nice when it all comes back together. Like when you can say, I did that.
Yeah.
That's important. And we didn't look like idiots. We showed up and we were prepared.
Yeah.
Those guys knew what they were doing. They were the 2 best guys that we had available to get the job done.
They were the 2 best. They were the only 2.
Wow, way to discredit them there. I was trying to build them up, and now everyone knows that they were our only option.
I'm just kidding.
But
look, John was off today.
Yeah, came back in.
Look who showed up at 11 o'clock. Really?
Yep.
I said, why are you here? He said, I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
So
but it's very
you.
it's very nice to have that feeling of, hey, we all got to get this done. So I know that Quinn's going to do this. I know Taylor's going to do this. I know Chad's going to do that. And Heather's going to do this. And the shop's going to do that. Here's my realm. I'm going to stay in this. And when that's done, what can I do? I mean, Chad, Taylor, myself, we all brought in our steel toes.
Yesterday I said, hey, it's end of month. If we have to load stuff on Saturday, I can drive.
Yep.
And then instantly, Taylor, Chad, everybody said, if we need to tarp, we'll be here.
Yep.
I don't know why we have that. I don't know if you guys can explain that, Taylor.
That comes from you guys. That's all. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. Well,
thank you.
Yeah,
but
thanks.
I got a text this morning saying, what time do you guys start? It's just kind of weird. People notice that stuff.
Yeah.
And we're at the office between 6 and 6:30 every day. But I think it's a little bit of everything. We enjoy what we do. You don't expect unrealistic expectations, but you're not just one that expects things when you're just sitting in your office.
Well,
you're
right.
out doing the heart. You're out doing the work, and that's what people flock to. The drivers say that too. You know what I mean? Every one of them says, "Hey, it's awesome that Quinn's out driving, or it's this or that." And you know,
once I'm out on the road, my phone lights up.
Does it?
Hey, where are you? I'm driving. What do you need? Nothing.
Hey, time out.
No,
Why are you doing this when you should have a headset if you're driving?
I have a headset.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah. I think
that's
that's cool. I appreciate
Yeah,
that. Like, they all call, so that's pretty cool. Sometimes I tell Chad, don't let him know that I'm out driving. but
yeah, I mean, that's. I know we kind of got off topic there, but I feel like that was kind of important.
Yeah, it was a trying week, but at the end of the week,
Yeah, yesterday at this time,
we had a guy come in this morning who's really not always that talkative or happy
Pleasant.
on a Friday. Yeah. And he sat here for an hour and talked and was happy, and it's got to be the weather.
I don't know.
It's got to be. Maybe it's Chad.
It might be the water.
Chad got thrown into a lot of positions this week that he had to get out of, and had to ask some people to do things that was outside their comfort zone, and every one of them stepped up.
Yeah.
So
That's, I mean, once again, you can't say thanks enough.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks enough to the guys, the customers, the shop, the office support, you, Taylor, making this stuff happen. I know it's Friday at 4:35 and we're recording our podcast for this week, but
which is supposed to be done on Tuesdays.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Can you edit the date or something? Sweet. Yeah, we can do that. But it's just, we did what we had to do this week. Mm-hmm. We didn't let anyone down. We helped out a lot of people in binds. We got to meet Hillbilly from RJC. Came here and loaded. His dog came into the office. We had to tell him to bring it outside.
Taylor went on his first video shoot.
Yeah. Hats off.
How'd that go, Taylor?
Shout out to the guys at Hot Rods, Eric Hadia, Dan Murphy. My brother and I went down there and helped him shoot some product review videos and working on those over the weekend, and then we'll get them off to them, and hopefully we have a new partnership created.
Awesome. I'm excited.
I can't think there'd be a better fit for Taylor.
No.
I mean,
I've been waiting patiently for
yeah.
something like this.
It's right up Taylor's.
So congrats to you, and way to get recognized and do your thing, and we thank you for that also.
So I mean, on top of that, I mean, Donnie was listening last week to our podcast on vacation, so that says something about the company. But you know how weird that is. I mean, he wants us to call him.
So are we going to?
I don't know. We've hemmed and hawed about it. We don't know if he can be PG, but I think we give it a shot. What do you think?
I hope he's not. Let's call him.
This might be our first explicit episode, or
oh man,
Donnie's in Florida.
All right,
Got to hold it up.
I got to hold it up here.
Right about there. Speakerphone right about there.
Donnie. Ayo, Donnie.
Hello?
Who is this?
Don't you worry about who this is.
How are you, Donnie?
I'm sorry, Quinn. Oh, I've had too much to drink. Call me tomorrow.
All right, sounds.
You ass.
So Donnie's on vacation and on the line.
But I had too many beers. I don't think I could make it. So Heather's helping me out.
Is she holding you up, Donnie?
You guys, I'll be back in a month or so.
A month?
And thank you for putting me on the podcast.
Yeah. We legally need to tell you are being recorded right now, but I don't really think you care.
When you guys,
Or we'll remember.
You guys said Don, right? That's all I heard was Don.
Yeah.
And then you guys just started laughing.
That's because you make us laugh. You're fun to have around.
Oh, God. That was fun. I think at the last podcast I bitched, I put a note on there. What about the part-time guy? You didn't see that?
No, I don't know how to read Facebook.
Well, if I put it on the phone, you might not have got it anyway.
Yeah. Hey, you putting any miles on your bike?
Believe it or not, I've been here a month. And I got 500 miles miles on my motorcycle.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
That's not nice. I'm embarrassed to even say that. But,
Well, it's 500 more than I have.
yes. But I picked the right time to come down here when you guys are freezing your butts off. Boy, I tell you, it was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I get a phone call from Sean every day. And I get a phone call from Sean every day. Sometimes I don't answer because I don't want to talk to him. But I get a phone call from Sean every day, and he says, I think Quinn's going to let me spend a couple nights with you at your place if I get a load down there.
Are you guys going to cuddle?
No spooning going on.
Don.
Can you imagine spooning with Sean?
Yeah, Don. I'm just trying to. Donnie.
Oh, my God.
I'm just trying to figure out if you'd be the big spoon or if Sean would.
Hey, we're not on that podcast right now, are we? So, if we are, you guys, I'm going to hate you. Oh, my God.
This will be on the bloopers.
Yeah, quick transport bloopers. This guy used to work for him. We find.
I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, I'm pretty told. We started at noon and picked up John and Heather. And it's been pretty crazy ever since.
Well, we're glad you're having fun.
Oh, I'm having a ball, Quinn. I'm telling you, man.
Oh,
See you, Donnie.
all right. See you, Don.
I'm not on the podcast, right?
Not on the.
No, you're on a phone.
you're on the beach.
Have Taylor or Tyler or whatever try to fix this and get a couple sentences out of it. Yeah, that'll work.
Sounds good.
No problem. I'm apologizing to my boss ever since I talked to him on the phone. Goodbye, Quinn. I love you, man.
Bye, Donnie.
Well, I don't know.
That's about what I expected.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that can be all on there, but yeah, I guess that's all we have for the week. Thanks for answering, Donnie. Maybe next time you won't have started at noon. We'll call you a little earlier in the day so
I
we
think
can
it's time that
understand you.
we have a beer, though.
Yeah.
It's that time.
It's
It's
Friday.
been a long week.
Yep.
So,
We'll talk to you next week, guys. Thank you.
yeah, thank you. Have a good weekend.
All right, guys, that is it for episode 9 of Another Dimension. Another week, another day in the studio. Thank you for everybody who is listening to this right now. Thank you for all of the support thus far. The past few weeks have been, honestly, they've been incredible in terms of how many people are, reaching out and just letting us know that they're listening and that they're taking advice from it, and we're being able to provide some form of education or entertainment. So again, thank you very much, everybody. The question for this week is going to be Donnie, who we just got off the phone with. Where is he vacationing right now? Which is where actually Heather, who also works in our office, is vacationing right now, visiting him as well. So again, the question is, where is Donnie at right now? Which state is he in? Submit your answer really to any of our social media pages. We encourage you to send it to our Facebook page, comment, send us a message. Everybody that sends us an answer gets put into a hat, and then we choose a winner, and we hook you up with a bunch of apparel. So don't forget to submit your answers for that. And then finally, the last thing we want to mention is we have our first In the Shop video up. Alex shows us how to repair a flatbed tarp. It's some really good information. It's a real quick video that anybody in the trucking industry that uses tarps, I think it's good information to know how to be able to quickly patch up a hole in a tarp. So make sure to check that out on our YouTube channel. I'll put a link right here. Other than that, thank you everybody for watching, and stay tuned for next week when we put out our 10th episode, and we'll have a special guest on. So stay tuned, and thanks again.